Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English Speaking Way. My name is Sarah. Today's episode is for a very specific kind of learner. Maybe it's you. It's for people who understand English, but feel uncomfortable when they start speaking. You know the words. You understand movies, podcasts, and videos. But the moment you open your mouth, something changes. Your voice feels weak. Your confidence drops, and one thought keeps repeating in your mind: my accent is bad. If you have ever felt this way, let me tell you something important. You are not alone. Millions of English learners around the world feel the same fear. They don't speak less because they don't know English. They speak less because they are afraid of how they sound. They worry about grammar. They worry about pronunciation. They worry about being judged. And because of this fear, they stay quiet, even when they clearly know what they want to say. Today, I want to gently change one belief that is silently blocking your progress. Listen carefully. Your accent is not the real problem. I'll say it again, slowly and clearly. Your accent is not the real problem. The real problem is the fear attached to your accent. From the very beginning of English learning, many people are trained to chase perfection. They are shown ideal English. They are told that good English sounds American or British, so they compare. Again and again. They compare their voice with actors, teachers, and native speakers. And every comparison quietly damages their confidence. Over time, this creates a dangerous belief. If my accent is different, my English is wrong. This belief grows deeper with every mistake. Mistakes start to feel embarrassing, speaking starts to feel risky, and confidence gets postponed. I'll speak confidently later. First, I need perfect English. But here is the truth. English today does not belong to one country. It is a global language. Most English conversations in the world happen between non-native speakers. People from different cultures, backgrounds, and accents use English every day. They use it at work, they use it while traveling, they use it online, in meetings, and in classrooms. And guess what? They understand each other. Airports, universities, offices, online calls. English sounds different everywhere. Different accents, different rhythms, different voices, and communication still works. So, why does your accent feel like a problem? Because you were trained to chase perfection instead of clarity. You were taught to judge your English instead of use it, and slowly, without noticing, you started judging yourself before anyone else could. When you believe your accent is a problem, your body reacts, your breathing changes, your voice becomes tight, your mind freezes, and this is where the real struggle begins. When this fear takes control, something changes inside you. Your voice becomes softer than usual. Sometimes it shakes. Sometimes you speak too fast. Sometimes too slowly. You stop in the middle of sentences. You change words again and again. And many times, you decide it is safer to stay silent. But listen carefully. This has nothing to do with your intelligence. It has nothing to do with your talent. And it has nothing to do with your ability to learn English. It has everything to do with confidence. Here is an important truth that most learners never hear. Your accent is not proof of weak English. Your accent is proof that you learned a second language. It shows effort. It shows experience. It shows courage. People with accents are not poor speakers. They are brave speakers. They think in one language and speak in another. That is not easy. It requires patience. It requires practice. And most importantly, it requires confidence. But fear quietly slows everything down. When you are afraid of your accent, you practice less. When you practice less, your speaking improves slowly. And when improvement feels slow, fear becomes stronger. This creates a cycle. Fear reduces practice. Less practice reduces confidence. Low confidence increases fear, and this cycle can trap you for years. That is why this episode exists. We are not here to erase your accent. We are not here to chase perfection. We are here to change the goal. The new goal is simple: clarity and confidence. Clarity means people understand you easily. Confidence means you speak even when your English is not perfect. Because real communication does not need perfection, it needs courage. And in the next part, we will talk about how to build this confidence step by step without fighting your accent and without forcing yourself to sound like someone else. You do not need perfect pronunciation to be clear, and you do not need a native accent to sound confident. What you really need is calm speech, simple sentences, and trust in yourself. Many learners are surprised when they hear this, but people do not listen to your accent as much as you think. Most listeners are busy thinking about their own reply. They focus on the message, not the sound. In fact, many people respect speakers who use English as a second language. They see effort, they see courage, they see someone who is trying. And here is something very important. Confidence does not come after fluency. Confidence comes before fluency. When you allow yourself to speak, you improve. When you improve, confidence grows. This is how real fluency is built. Many learners speak very fast because they feel nervous. They want to finish the sentence quickly. They are afraid of mistakes, so they rush. But rushing creates problems. Words become unclear, sounds mix together, and listeners have to work harder to understand. Speaking more slowly changes everything. When you slow down, your words become clearer, your sentences sound calmer, and you give yourself time to think. Slow speech is not weak speech. Many strong speakers speak slowly. They pause, they breathe, they give important words more space. Clear speakers also use simple sentences. Simple does not mean childish. Simple means easy to follow. Long sentences with many ideas often confuse listeners, especially in speaking. Simple sentences travel better across accents. They help people understand you faster. Word stress also matters. In English, some words are more important than others. Clear speakers make those words stronger. They do not try to pronounce every sound perfectly. They focus on the key words that carry meaning. When listeners catch the key words, they understand the message, even if the accent is strong. That is what truly matters. Many learners worry too much about small pronunciation details, but most listeners do not care about tiny mistakes. They care about meaning. Let's quickly remember what you learned today. You learned that your accent is not the problem. Fear is the problem. You learned that clarity is more important than perfection. You learned that confidence comes before fluency, not after. You learned that speaking slowly, using simple sentences, and stressing key words makes your English clearer and stronger. And most importantly, you learned that fluency is not perfection. Fluency is freedom, the freedom to speak, the freedom to pause, the freedom to continue even with mistakes. English is a tool, not a test. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of English Speaking Way. If this episode helped you even a little, please share it with as many people as you can. Your support really matters. Please subscribe to this channel and stay with me. I want to be honest with you. My previous channel with 54,000 subscribers is no longer earning, and your support here truly helps me continue creating free, calm, and useful English learning content for you. Your voice belongs here. Your accent belongs here. Keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. Bye for now.